Hi everybody, this is Dr. Caridi from the Austin Gynecomastia Center, and I have another educational video for you today, and I hope it's cool. We kind of like to put out videos that are interesting, and a lot of my patients demand the videos. Anyway, young man here today, we're not going to actually divulge who he is, but we're going to use him as sort of a demonstration. He is in good shape. You can see he's got big old muscles, he's got big old pecs. He did take prohormones, and that caused him to develop essentially puffy nipples here. It's bigger on his right side. I actually can feel this hard discoid like tissue in here. And so that's what's creating this puffy nipples. Think of it as an iceberg, and the mass that I'm actually going to take out is pretty big, but it's the very top of it that's causing the puffy nipples. And in cold weather and certain environments and certain stimulation, the muscle that's around the nipple areolar complex can contract, and it makes it less puffy, but then immediately after relaxation it sort of comes out. So the only way to permanently get rid of this problem is to just remove this glandular tissue. In his particular case, he's all zone 1. Everybody should know my zonal system because it actually works really, really well. Zone 1 is this area up front. Zone 2 is up under his arm here. And zone 3 is this area up over here. He's got nothing here. He's got nothing here. So he's all up front in zone 1. So the treatment is all going to be zone 1. And what's interesting is that these treatment for this particular problem, although a lot of you have seen much bigger cases than this, in his particular case, this is actually a lot more challenging to some of these really bigger ones, because the goal is for me to remove this mass. It's this sort of like a hockey puck in here in this case, and it is the playoffs right now. But there's like a hockey puck in there, and the objective is to remove the hockey puck and then contour this up so that it's really nice. So you can imagine if I just remove this mass, this rock in here, he'll have a hole. It'll be a divot. It'll be like a pin on a golf course and stuff. So we don't want that. So what I do oftentimes is I'll make a small incision around the areola, I'll remove the mass, and then I'll work with the remaining tissue around the outside. In some cases, I can just do some liposuction, suck this down. It looks all even. Sometimes I use my turnover flaps. So I have lots of little tricks that I use, but I think it's important to realize that the complexity of the case isn't always related to the size of the case. These cases actually are more challenging than the other cases. So that's sort of my assessment of him. And now what we're going to do is take a break, and then we're going to have a little bit of an interview and really talk about some of the mental aspects of the gynecomastia. And we're going to talk about maybe how he got this, and maybe we can learn some things that are cool, and everyone can learn something. So stay tuned.
I'm 100% sure that my gynecomastia is from hormone use. Growing up, I always had a little bit of extra tissue in my breast area, so maybe I was kind of like prone to it, but I don't think anything else would have come of it if I hadn't used hormones and steroids specifically. Some of the things I've done to prevent it myself, especially while on hormones, I would try to lower the amount I was taking. And there's also other chemicals and things you can take to try to block the side effect of hormones, which is one of them is gynecomastia. But it just didn't seem to work for me, and it got to a point where nothing was affecting it. In my daily routine, my everyday life, some of the things I do to cope with it, I definitely choose attire that I can do my best to hide it, because I work out, so I want to look good in the shirts that I wear. But at the same time, if they're tight in the wrong areas or if they're the wrong material, then it can definitely show. Also, as weird as it sounds, sometimes I'll even kind of rub the area to stimulate it, so the nipple kind of like shrinks a little bit temporarily, kind of like the cold weather effect it has on it. So that'll take away from it. And then in the end, sometimes I just do my best not to look in the mirrors from the wrong angle, because seeing myself in the wrong angle can definitely affect my mood for the day. My expectations of having the operation are really, really positive. I looked around, I did my research on a few different doctors, and Dr. Caridi definitely seems like the best bet. And then after coming in and talking to him, it was like a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. Like, I know I still have to go through the operation and through the recovery, but just seeing some of the post-op pictures of his past patients and just talking to him have really given me a really positive feel of what's to come. In terms of fears leading up to the surgery, really none. At the moment, I'm sure I'll be nervous the day of, but Dr. Caridi's done a really great job at keeping the fears low. The effects of gynecomastia, the biggest are every day can be a roller coaster. I can start off positive and then I see myself in the wrong angle in the mirror and I can just shoot way downhill. I always feel like everyone can notice it. Most likely they're not, but at the end of the day, it's about my own perception of it. And then every once in a while, someone will say something about my, like you get some big nipples or something silly like that in a shirt. And I'm sure they don't. Of course, they don't understand what I'm going through. But every day can be really, really hard because of something that seems so simple. But when you have it, it is not simple. It can take away from the greatest day. So on a scale of 1 to 10, this can bother me anywhere from a 5 to a 10 every day. It's always a weight on my mind. It's never anything below a 5. Some days it's definitely a 10. After the surgery, I'm so looking forward to it being below 5, maybe even a 0 eventually. Like I said, I've always had some excess tissue in the breast area, so I might even be happier than before I started using hormones. I might have a better looking chest than I've ever had. And so I'm pretty confident that I can get to 0, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Hey guys, this is Dr. C from the Austin Gynecomastia Center. Step out of the shadows of gynecomastia. Call us, engage us. The Austin Gynecomastia Center in Austin, Texas, the #1 gynecomastia center anywhere. Thank you.